Hi, welcome to doing first part in a series where we make recent levels better. So before we start, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video like this. Anyway, let's begin. I went into a broken portal. Okay, this one is, once again, too much text. Uh-oh. Go inside portal. Wait, that's wrong. How, so does that mean... This is cool. I really like this. That's a really cool level, actually. Okay, let's... Hi, me from the future. Okay, so this is the making. So the first thing I did was I made this cube gameplay and moved back the portal because it was annoying me, the move trigger. I just made some simple triple spike stuff. Then I wanted to do this, but then I realized I could try to make it look like a yellow orb, but make it act like a blue one. So I tried a few ways, but I made a yellow orb turn into a fake yellow orb for a little amount of time. That's how I ended up doing it. There's me just getting the scaling correct. So it kind of worked, but you'll see I do change it a little bit later on. There's me just getting the brightness all correct. Okay, so next I make myself back to normal gravity so I can do some electromagnetic ventures like pads, this bit. So, yeah, I added them in, but when I added the blocks below them, I realized that I kind of broke it. So I had to fix that a bit. As well, I tried to make the colors change, and I just made them look ugly, so I couldn't get that to work how I wanted them to. Next I tried making a ship part, like, because it looks like a UFO portal, I tried to make the part look like it could be a UFO part. But then I realized it was way too precise. I also played around with the same mechanic where the blue portal actually makes you reverse, and the yellow portal does the opposite. And I really like it, so I found that the last one was way too precise, so I made it so you're not supposed to go in the middle, and if you do, they crush you, the spikes crush you, so you have to go up or down. And I really like that, how it turned out. So then I made some fake mini portals, just using the same technique I did for all these other times. So my idea here was I make, my idea here was that I make the spikes go up and down with the words. And I really didn't like the orb, the portal spam here, so I tried to change this section dramatically. So I started with just some, it keeps changing game mode, but every time it looks like a ship portal. And then I changed I kept the portal spam, but I made it a bit better in terms of how it actually is gameplay based. So after all that was done, I was almost done with the level. I just tried to patch up a few bugs first, especially in this bit. This bit was very buggy. I changed this text. I just thought it was more fitting, and I patched up a few of them bits. Next, I made a little UFO section just to say finally, because the entire level is them trying to get to a UFO. And then I put these no's, and they kill you. So this was me just playing through the level and finding the bit with the different game modes was very hard. So I changed that up a bit. I changed the background to a plain one because I found it would be better when decoing. So here I was just shoving stuff everywhere, and you see I got a bit carried away for a bit. Okay, so here I started decoing. So the first thing I did was made the outlines bigger and made them black and turned off glow. Then, inspired by the level B, I made the backgrounds into into the like a honey color, and I added some detail to all of them blocks. I did the same thing on pretty much all the blocks in the level, giving it a nice design. By the way, the style I'm going with here is a modern style. So this was me copy and pasting and changing the design on all the blocks. So I did it on the singular blocks as well, and I tried to make it so every time it was a different rotation, the slope in it. So here I started experimenting with some slightly more better designs, which I think looks quite good, some of them. Especially me when I started using the blocks, the blocks instead of the slopes. And I made lots of parallelogram-like designs. So here we have me trying to get the Trump bit to work, because what happened was it just worked everything. And now this bit was the first bit I did sideways once, and it was a bit strange to come up with designs here because it was different rotation. But luckily, when I got used to it, I could just do it for the rest of the level, similar ones, because there's lots more of them. Here I made quite a complicated design using these, making a rotated square, and I thought it looked quite nice. Now, coming up to the end of block design, we have this, which is just I put some intentional not joining up of the lines at some points because I really like the look of them being separated in some parts. Here I made this bit though. This bit here, I hated what I did before, so I just changed it to a more normal one. Yeah, so you can see me now. I'm using these white blocks to make outlines. You'll see I got faster because I found a way of making just a singular block work for all of them. There we go. I'm just filling all them in really quickly now, and it gives it a lot more. It defines the blocks a lot more, and I think it looks a lot better. I added shadows, but I couldn't figure out how to do them on the ceiling, and in the end I just didn't. But I kept the ones at the bottom because they look really cool. So the next thing I did was, I kept trying to do that, but then eventually I just went on to ground spikes. I added this glow to give the ground spikes more emphasis, and I thought they looked really cool with that. Now I made this bit really. This bit was the best bit of the level in my opinion. I added them to groups and made it so the top row of spikes would follow you up and down, and I thought it looked really good with the rest of the level and the way that bit was going. That was me just testing it. Okay, so I was just testing the level with the new outlines and the block design. And I realized I missed a bit at the end, so I just went up and made that. So the ground spikes are coming to an end now. And then I made, I polished a bit, and then I started work on a background. So my idea was I have all these squares, and then every now and then they'd rotate or do other things, like they could move, they could do other things like that. And I added shadows to all of them, and I purposely made the shadows go in front of them, which sounds a bit counterintuitive because it made them darker, and I thought that worked really well with the rest of the level, because I couldn't get that color really easily without making another channel. Okay, so this is me making the rotates work. I made it so the top row and the two rows, every row had a different group, except you'll see it's quite a cool effect actually. Once you see the final product. Here's me adding some different effects to them. And I got it to work really well. I made it all to the music, so it really is satisfying when you're going through the level. In fact, I made some bits go with the gameplay as well, especially that UFO part, so that it looked like they were spinning in 360 degrees when you tapped. Coming up to an end now. I just made some of these some kind of glowy looking things using low opacity white. I made some squares here which completely ruined it, and you'll see I got rid of them later because it looked awful. There's me making some more of these different designs. And yeah, this is when I think this is when I went back and got rid of the square bit because I thought it looked awful. So I started adding some clouds. I made these just go across the level and slowly go, so the entire background layers all do the same thing. Just final polishing, and I just made the background do different things, and in one bit I made every single color turn black for a second, which looked really good. The only thing I didn't is make the object, which I might actually do in an update to this level. So I'm trying to get a Y to just drop down from the ceiling. I really struggled in making a Y. Okay, we're done. Here is the finished result. Okay, I'm about to upload the level. I'm gonna put part 1 of making better. And I think it's quite hard, but it's really short, so I'm just gonna give it a 7 or 6. Oh, I should have allow copy. That's annoying. Okay, so if you want to play the level for yourself, you can find it at this ID here, and I'll put it in the description as well if you want to play it. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you would like, that'll be very appreciated because this took me a very long time to make, 3 hours. And anyway, that's it for this video. Bye.